What's going on, people? How y'all feeling tonight? How you doing? I'm gonna go around the room. How you feeling, Audrey? I mean, yeah. How you doing?
I'm feeling really good. I feel rested, which is fantastic. Um, yeah, I'm just overall really good. Just very
Tim
present
Beasy.
right now.
Hey man, it's a great day to be alive. I was able to do some new things with my left arm.
Okay.
You know, I can stretch
Shout
it
out to that.
differently. Shouts out to
Shout out to
that.
Yeah.
that. The Queen.
It's coming together.
I am doing okay today.
Okay. We are in the building. Listen, man. This is Sunday vibe. We laid back. We chilling. Uh,
Uh,
title of the podcast is "Lean on Me." I wouldn't say
I thought it was lean into
Lean-
it. I done posted
lean
on
into it. I don't know why I said lean
Lean
on
on
me. Lean
me.
on me.
Listen,
We leaning.
Clark,
We
Mr.
lean
Clark.
with
Yeah, but the crackhead.
it.
what's your favorite lean on me moment? That's what you said, Frank. That's what you said.
All right, look, I don't got no icebreakers, but since we on that vibe, since we on your vibe, like what's y'all favorite black classic? You know what I'm saying? Top 3 black classic movies. You know what I'm saying? And when I mean classic, I mean like Nutty Professor type classics, like
yeah,
90s, early 2000s. What's y'all black classic? What's y'all favorite at least?
I'm gonna
I know
go.
Brown Sugar's on my top like 3.
I don't know if it's actually like one of my favorites, but you can't deny what the movie Soul Food did.
No,
for
that's
the
a
culture.
staple, really. Soul food. Yeah, that's
I think
no,
so.
that's a staple
Like,
for real.
I gotta go back and watch it again because I'm not saying I loved the movie, but my favorites tend to kind of skew to obscurity a little bit. But Soul Food was huge for Black cinema.
Did anybody in the room ever watch like them old shows with their mom and them, like
Two two
In the
seven.
Heat of the Night?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I
Yes.
hated the Heat of the Night. I did not like in the
In
Heat
the
of the
In
Night,
the Heat
bro.
of the Night and Matlock is
Matlock was
Uh,
decent.
the
I ain't gonna hold you.
Grandma. Oh, I love Matlock.
Matlock,
But in the Heat of the Night,
Remington
Matlock, and the
Steele.
stories.
Murder She Wrote was mine.
Murder She Wrote, yeah, Murder She Wrote. No, that was one. Bewitched, Touched by an Angel.
Oh yeah, Touched by Angel was it. Is it on Netflix? Yeah, I like that.
Right.
I'm surprised they haven't tried to reboot that. I mean, it's probably
Diagnosis
coming.
Murder.
Now this isn't in that era, but I think the pinnacle of Black cinema for me is Harlem Nights.
Oh yeah.
No,
yeah,
no, that's-
yeah.
The
See, that's a real
casting,
classic. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, Life.
the-
Life like right behind
Yeah,
it.
like, but-
Life like right behind Harlan.
that, that's such a gap, but because you still got Eddie Murphy, but that cast in
Harlem Nights is like,
Harlem
yeah.
Nights was the
Classic,
pinnacle of
classic.
Black
And the
cinema.
improv
Classic.
off and chemistry was crazy with all of them.
Yes. I do think Life is
Life
one
is
of those
definitely a staple.
ones.
I'm gonna say
You
Dead
know.
Presidents.
Dead President. That's a classic. That's
You
a
know
real
what?
classic.
I have
for real.
never seen
What?
Dead President.
Dead President. Shout out to Dead
There's a
President.
black
What?
man coming from the army trying to make $1.
I've never seen.
You know,
There was okay, so I will say this for me, and it goes back into like my upbringing, what I was allowed to watch and what I was exposed to, and then what became just my preferences. There's a whole pocket of Black movies that I went back during the pandemic and caught some of them, and I'll let you know how real it was. But my Black card would absolutely be revoked because of the pocket of movies. So I never saw Dead Presidents. I've never seen Menace to Society. During the pandemic is when I first sat down and really watched Boys in the Hood.
Hey, that was your first time
Wow.
watching Boys in the Hood for
you got
Yes.
one brother left.
real? Yeah, boy, let's.
You know, and so South Central, I've never seen
South
South
Central,
Central.
all that?
South Central.
I never. It's one more, but that pocket
Yeah.
of Black movies, I was watching
Hey, let's.
or reading.
Trying to think, what is
books
something that I haven't watched that is popular like that? I don't know. Like,
I'm gonna be honest. man.
What would I lose my black card on, Keandre? Like, where do I lose my black card at in my life? Crook.
I've never seen.
I've never
Crooklyn.
seen Crooklyn. No, I've never seen Crooklyn.
Cooley High.
I've never seen Crooklyn. I don't even know what you're talking about. What Cooley High?
Oh, the Temptations.
That's my joint.
Come on.
I seen the 5 Heartbeats.
Five Heartbeats.
Nice
we
like
just going
this.
Now I will say I was not crazy late, but later to the Five Heartbeats party.
Okay.
I could easily quote Temptations more than Five Heartbeats.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
I'm going.
I prefer Five Heartbeat over Temptation.
I don't think you'll lose your black card
No,
over that
no,
at
no,
all.
no, no.
I don't.
I think it might have been which one you were exposed to first.
Wasn't Leon and everything?
Yeah,
though?
I didn't
Then you got one that's fictitious and one that's based
Yeah.
on a true story. But Five Heartbeats feels like
I
history.
thought it was real. I didn't.
You see what I'm saying?
I didn't know the 5 Heartbeats wasn't real until I got grown. I
You
went
see
through
what I'm
my
saying?
whole
Yeah.
teenage life
So
thinking
I
that
do
was like
think- I
a
do think
documentary.
It was what you were exposed to first and how integrated it was. So like Temptations, you gotta understand when I was in college, and I had seen it. When did it come out? But in college, we put Temptations on and left it on repeat for weeks.
Wow.
And we would come over, the crew would come over, and we would play either like Taboo or Monopoly, and these big long board games, Phase 10 and things like that. And we would have Temptations playing in the background constantly on a loop, and we would all collectively stop on our favorite parts and sing along or say, and then go back into the game. And so it was so integrated into our lives at that point. And I think for a lot of people, Five Heartbeats was the same thing. It just Five Heartbeats wasn't that
Yeah.
for me. It wasn't like on a loop
think it's-
like that, like we did.
I think this is a
Temptations.
beautiful example that black people are not monolith. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, like I was like, bro, I'm still an athlete. I still like, you know what I'm saying? I love my weapons, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like I go play the nerdiest fantasy game in the world, you know what I'm saying? Like I was like in the middle of what we had going on at the time when I was younger, doing like, you know what I'm saying, wilding. Then I would still go home and play my little fantasy game that you gotta read. You gotta read the words because you can't hear them. Like I'm a nerd
Yeah,
at heart.
yeah,
Like, you know what I'm
oh, yeah.
saying? It's like
I'll tell you
I'm
one
a-
moment I had in college where it was I watched the movie and I tell you now I did not enjoy it. I don't enjoy the movie. And the guy I was dating at the time insisted, he was like, "This is life." I said, "It is not my life," and I did not enjoy the movie.
Okay,
Baby
I got-
Boy. Like from
Oh,
like, but then also
nobody.
for me, I couldn't get past the cinematic part. I was like, this feels like a play. I thought the acting
These
wasn't great.
unstable
I thought
creatures.
I thought the camera angle. So you gotta say I'm looking through like character development.
watch
I'm looking
the
through
movie?
presence. I did. I
obviously
in
our
college.
grades, I guess that's different.
You know, but the guy was there. He was like, "This is life. This is," and it was my roommate's favorite
You
movie.
gonna make these
and I just did not
tacos?
have a point of reference for it. I didn't identify with it,
no.
and then so I'm looking at it, trying to like, even if I don't identify, I'm trying to put appreciation. But I'm up there distracted. I'm like, why is this the camera angle? I'm like, this acting feels like play acting, and I was so critical of it in that way. But I did not. I still, I maybe if I watch it now, I have a different appreciation for it. But I didn't
Maybe
enjoy
what my
Baby
joint
Boy.
angle like.
I got-
That just shows that we are not like.
Nah,
black
we don't- we
women
don't-
I got
are
like
just
3
not
movies that I
monolithic.
call like the pivotal of black love. It's
But then let me
poetic
go back to
justice.
let's go back to like childhood stuff.
Like-
How many black people and I love to see it kind of coming back around. Like how many of y'all watched Polly as a kid? Did y'all know about the movie Polly?
I never seen Polly.
Okay, so are you familiar with the like American classic Pollyanna? Have you
Oh,
heard
yeah.
it? Okay, there's a black version. Keisha Knight Pulliam and Felicia Rashad. This was, you could tell by their age. This was like in the like a summer off from the Cosby Show, and they did 2 parts, Polly 1 and Polly 2. I can still sing all those songs. You know, Debbie Allen did the choreography.
don't know
and these big
Polly.
dance numbers. Polly is even now. Polly is a fantastic
Pretty
movie.
good.
I don't-
It is a.
You seen Polly?
It is the,
I never seen
You
Polly.
know,
I'm in the
And so-
theater, so I watched.
Okay,
it.
yeah, you was in theaters.
and so and so like those are the types of things
Yeah.
that I watched growing up and had a frame of reference for.
So
Like-
oh no, go ahead. What you saying?
Like for me, like watching it, going back and watching it today, I kind of epitomized my top 3 to 4 movies of black love is Poetic Justice,
Facts.
Jason Lyrics, um,
Brown Sugar.
Brown Sugar
I
was
Brown
one
Sugar.
of
I
Love
Brown
Jones.
Love Jones. Classic.
Yeah.
I felt like, unlike you watch some of these stuff for like on Tubi, everybody's cheating. The black man is always cheating on a black woman. Why can't he just respect the black woman and cherish her? And I love those movies because they empowered the black woman as a
Yeah.
man pursued her in a respectable, generous way, instead of like these other movies nowadays where it's always the guy cheating, breaking up the household.
What movie do you think we have like now that reflects black love in a realistic but uplifting way?
I really got to think about it now.
What's interesting is I think the one that comes to mind for me that is like in the last like 3 to 5 years, not even that long. It's animated, the Intergalactic. I thought that was
Okay.
really
what now?
good. The one
like
the with Kid Cudi. It's kind of a character kind of based loosely
I
off
don't
J.
think I seen
Cole.
that one.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix,
think I've
but
seen that.
it's animated.
Always
it's
a-
funny, but it's really good.
Always
Um,
admired the Photograph with Issa Rae and the other guy that was
I didn't
on
watch it. Is
Atlanta.
it good?
yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I gotta watch that one. I didn't see it, but I think Intergalactic
I
was
gotta
a
watch that.
fantastic-
I don't. I
Yeah.
okay. I was a vibe. Shout out to y'all for the conversation starters.
And I'll say this too about Intergalactic. You remember when we talk about the conversation about representation and what it means to see yourself. And you remember the reaction, the internet went crazy, the little black girls. We had the
Yeah.
Black Little Mermaid
Yeah.
with Halle. And I don't think I ever I recognize when there are more like maybe black people on TV or different things like that, or I recognize what Shonda Rhimes did with Shonda Land and it's Scandal and those black leading ladies up there. But until I saw Intergalactic, that it was surreal for me. I was like, she is me. Like I'd never seen myself down to before I even saw the character's face. This animated, the way she was dressed, the way she moved out, it was really surreal for a minute. And somebody had to sit down and like, Archie, you didn't really need to watch this. But they didn't tell me that part, and they knew it. They were like, "That's you." I was like, "That is me." And I had never, for that in that moment, I felt what all the little girls felt when they were like, "Oh, her hair is like mine."
Yeah.
Oh, or this, and I was like, "Wow!" I didn't know I was starved for it until I saw it.
That's fine.
And she's still animated. But shout out to Jessica Williams who voices that character.
We
'Cause
gon-
she's dope.
She's
She's on the
is.
Daily
We
Show.
gonna look. I do got a question. That was fire. I do got a question ending this part, but I do got a funny question. If it don't apply, then just say pass. But in passing, like I don't know how y'all was coming up, but you ever been like in that broke era, like when you like just graduating, like maybe freshman in college, but you broke, you know what I'm saying? Like, and all you got is a couple DVDs, like, and it's
Yeah.
one DVD that you played like a billion times. Like, if you went through that situation, what was that DVD? I'm gonna give you mine first. That DVD for me was 300. Listen,
300.
it was so
Yeah.
it was so
Yeah.
bad that when I went to work one day, my brother and the girl I was talking to at the time, they threw it out the window. And they ain't tell me until like 2 years later. They ain't tell me like 2 years later. Bro was like, "You remember that 300? It was like a random day. Remember that 300 DVD? Yeah, we tossed it out the window, man. One day you had went to work, man. Bro, listen,
So bad.
did y'all have that situation? And if y'all did, what was the movie?
Money talks. Money talks.
I'm trying to think if
Any
it were a movie other than just like the Temptations that collectively like my friend group. But for me, I absolutely adore sitcoms, and this goes back to all black people are the monolith. Like Seinfeld DVDs.
You like Seinfeld?
Wow, man.
I couldn't get
Seinfeld
into
got that
Seinfeld,
witty
bro.
sense of humor.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like I said, my preferences go into obscurity, so I do understand that they're not typically mainstream. But I just watch Seinfeld on a loop and all the behind the scenes stuff of it.
You know what I think the most?
And
That's The Office for me.
You like The Office?
Yeah,
Who am I
what? I
playing
could
with?
watch
What
that
is-
all day, man.
Who is these? What in
All day.
Seinfeld
man.
and The
my
Office?
favorite sitcom is
Yeah.
Frasier. That tells you
Frasier was
what
good,
what
man.
what
Frasier was
How
really
did how did we
good.
even get in like? How did we
Yeah,
connect?
Frasier
like
was
this?
really good, man. Have you
Seinfeld and The
seen-
Office.
Have you seen The Office with the
Shout out to
white?
y'all though. You feel me? Shout out to all the
Also,
Office, all the Office
And
watching.
I will say it's for The Office and shows like that. It's hard to come in unless you get that right single episode.
Yeah.
Like somebody in the like for me, the first episode. Those of you who do watch Frasier will get it. The first episode I saw of Frasier was the nose episode,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah, yeah.
it was hilarious whether you knew the characters or not. It was
Hey,
really
Doug,
hilarious.
I gotta give
But
it a second
when
try.
you come into shows like The Office, if you don't already know the characters, it's gonna be hard to understand why this is funny
Yeah.
or understand. But like to me, I look like The Office, but I call Parks and Rec. At the
Oh yeah,
beginning.
yeah. Parks
Same
and
type of like
Recreations.
mockumentary.
Yeah.
I gotta go
thing.
back.
Parks and Rec.
I'm
is
lost. I ain't gonna
fire.
lie. Like I'm trying to connect with y'all right now.
Yeah.
But no, that was fire. And
Modern Family isn't bad either.
Oh, Modern Family
Yeah.
is my
you know what I
favorite
think the
modern
most
sitcom.
the
They
worst
is
show that
brilliant.
ever came on, like the most pointless show that I ever seen created, was
I'm so
Cheers.
curious.
What?
I-
Hold on,
Everybody
no,
knows your
no,
name.
no,
Wait,
judge me if you want to. I'ma stand on it.
You
I
stand on
can't-
it, but
I-
you
I
got-
hated
first
the
of all-
music.
You
First
never
of all,
understood.
hold
Like,
on,
go
Sam,
ahead.
for me. First of all, Frasier is a spin-off of Cheers.
Yeah.
That character Frasier was part of the Cheers
Man,
cast.
I
Those
hated
Grammys.
Cheers, bro. I hated seeing it come on. I'm like,
Times you really do want to go to a place where everybody knows your
man,
name.
no,
You
she
never
didn't-
was in a
you know
bar
what? I used to
scene
hate it
where
'cause-
you go to a regular spot.
You know what that
and
meant to me?
everybody literally knows your name.
you know what I meant to me? That was the first show after the cartoons was off.
Comment.
Shouts out to Ted
Sometimes you want to
Danson.
go to a place where everybody
When
knows
you
your
heard
name.
that song,
Some
that
version of
means
that
ain't no more
comment that if
cartoons
you
coming back
consider
on
that.
until the next day. when you heard that anybody knows your name, you know you ain't about to get no more good cartoons until the next day. That's the first show that come on.
It's very surreal, man. You know how you go to your local bar, even in college, you would go to the same spot, and it got to the point where you
Did
didn't
it?
need a card, where they knew
But
knew your drink specials.
show
and
was
then
trash.
Don't
You see the regular.
the show was
people,
not
The show
trash.
was
Any show
trash.
that
No,
can go, how
man.
many 11
Yeah.
seasons maybe?
Ted Danson
mean,
was
I feel-
great
I
in
feel-
that.
Like a show, any show that goes 11 seasons was not trash. Now, for me, if I pick up a new show, I'm not gonna watch it till they got at least 3 because I understand what the 3-year mark means. I understand what the 5-year mark means. I don't want to
100
get invested in the characters
episodes.
and then you got 2 seasons and ain't
Yeah.
got no more. I'm gonna be mad. But any show that went 11 seasons,
Act-
you didn't like it, and that's okay. But to say it was trash, is
Nah,
just,
man. You
like
got-
based on what?
That's just my opinion.
Based on the
It's
fact that
just
you didn't
my
like it?
opinion. I'm just voicing like my personal, cause like I really held like it really bothered me as a young child, cause that
you
was
just didn't get no cartoons.
I guess it's
That's
trauma
what-
really,
that's
cause
what
like
it
cause
was.
I knew, cause that was the first adult show after Nickelodeon. You know what I'm saying? Cause you know like what it was 9 o'clock, like 9 o'clock. That's when the like the cartoon stuff started going off, and
What year was this? Because we're in different eras.
we ain't
Apparently.
that old. We ain't that. Now, how old you is?
You had to question
How old
my
you is?
millennial
I
in
did
this.
question your millennial on this. I did.
Yes.
39.
Yes,
So like
39.
4 years. 4 years. That's not that big of a difference. Anyways,
Willie was like, "You a millennial?"
I did.
You
But also,
sure?
Willie, didn't you grow up in the era, excuse me, where cartoons were like always available? Wasn't the Cartoon Network
Yeah.
a thing?
Cartoon
No? I'm
Cartoon Network was a thing, but we was on the other side of the money tree.
Oh, let's say like I didn't grow up with
No, that's what
cable.
I'm saying. Like, and we know, like, we had cable, but Cartoon Network was always on like Dish or something like that, and
Oh,
like
okay.
we gonna get Dish.
I didn't have no cable. We had like 6 channels, so I don't know. any
That was
of this.
fire, man. Look,
With
we
the
gonna,
antenna, you had to move around. Did you have the antenna?
that was fire. Yeah.
Yeah. and
Okay.
little Click, click, click. My granny still got that click,
You
click.
still got rabbit ears?
Yeah, he still got them rabbit ears.
That was
man.
so fire. So you
And the
Office,
rotary.
Seinfeld, and Cheers lovers. I don't even know how we got together in the same room. Like, it's crazy the kind of people, like the way God connect people.
You know, I didn't get into Friends though.
I never got.
into
Friends was
I know.
okay.
No, I think Friends is a great show. I wasn't. I had to catch up to like maybe real time episodes. I think Friends is a fantastic show. I do understand the Friends versus Living
Okay.
Single debate. I get that. I
Living
don't want to get into
Single?
that. But as a show, Friends is a
I
fantastic
got one
show.
more question. Okay, then we definitely going into the thing. But one more question. What
Well.
as fellow African Americans, what is your favorite white sitcom?
White. I was gonna say
No,
black.
what is your
sitcom.
favorite white sitcom? As an African American, what is your favorite white sitcom? One, your all-time favorite white sitcom of all time.
Well, I just said mine was Frasier.
I'm gonna say Saved by the Bell.
Are we going back to a different? I don't
I'm
know,
talking-
but growing up,
Anytime.
I was like, because Modern Family is a great show, but for Frasier, I think
Boy
Frasier.
Meets
I'm about to say it might be Boy Meets World.
Meets
It might be Boy
World.
Meets
I'm
World.
gonna say, like I said, we're going to different eras now. Growing up,
Yeah.
Boy
I was
Meets
just about to say that. I was about to say
World.
Boy Meets World. Y'all don't like Saved by the Bell?
Benny.
Okay, I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. it was
But no, because I was just about to say Boy Meets World. But yeah, that was.
No, I said I was heavy and Saved by the Bell. Boy Meets World was listen.
Yeah, I got so many. Mr. Feeney was my
the
dad.
guiding
Bro, he
force
was
of
like,
our
bro, he was like a
life.
spiritual guy, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen. And I, no, we into white sitcoms. I adore Home Improvement.
Oh yeah. Tim the
And
Two
another
Man
one that
Taylor.
I love that dates me. It's back on. I think it's on Amazon Prime
Mama's
now.
Family.
I like Mama's Family. That's not where I'm going. And also, I like sports shows, sports movies. I loved Coach.
I like Coach.
Coach.
I like
yeah.
Coach is,
I like Coach.
You gotta
Yeah.
understand, Coach was really progressive.
Yeah.
I like
You
Coach.
know, the woman he
Yeah.
was dating and her career, and to see. I'm a big fan of what I call sports intellect. I don't think sports intellect gets celebrated enough. You know, so I'll sit and watch football, but I got different intellectual questions. Like one of the questions I just asked when I was a guy watching football, I said we were looking at something and they line of scrimmage, QB do his thing. I said, how fast is that? He's like, what are you talking about? Because he was saying I would never want to be a quarterback. And so my question was like, I said, how fast is that? I said, I know we're watching. I said, but when you're on the field and all those lights and all those sound, and you have to make that decision in that moment, how quickly do you have to think and analyze this entire field and where your people are, and where the opponent? I was like, I don't think we give enough respect to athletic
It's hard.
intellect for whoever's drawing up these plays and these backup plays. And if this person does this, and it's seconds that you have to make this decision. I have such
you-
an admiration
Are
for
you
it.
following Shador Sanders?
Oh
yeah,
my
that's-
God,
that's-
yes. I
yeah,
just been
did you
watching
see-
highlight
yeah,
reels
no,
all
yeah,
that's
day.
good. Yeah, that's I love seeing
Um,
that.
And even too, like the first highlight reel I saw of the game that just went like all of those quick short passes, like
Those
you know,
precision
like,
passes, yeah.
and precision. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody like a good Hail Mary. Everybody, you know, it's exciting, but like those quick, just moving the ball down the field, just
It's
and then knowing your team member,
anticipation.
the
It's-
anticipation, and knowing your
crazy.
team and knowing the plays. And when I throw it here, you need to be here.
Yeah.
And it landed, and to see now again, I watched it in highlight.
No,
I
that's
didn't
how
sit
you
and watch
play.
the whole game
That's
because I
how
was
you play.
He
working.
threw the
But-
wide receiver open. He anticipated where the defense is going to be. Threw
Yeah.
the wide receiver open. A lot of quarterbacks can't do that.
Athletic intellect, I think, is something that we do not give enough respect to. I think we write off athletes as dumb jocks, and I don't think that's fair. I think there's a lot, and then spending time in high school with the coaches and listening to their conversations and looking at how they would dissect plays, and I would watch game films
Yeah.
with them, and I just don't think there's enough celebration and respect given to the intellect that lives in these athletes, because we look at what their bodies can do, but their minds are constantly scanning and working and analyzing and recovering, and you know what I'm saying? I
You
think
gotta
it's
be a
amazing.
lead.
I have
You
a lot
gotta
of
be a
respect
leader
for
at a
it.
whole different level.
Yes.
Lean into it. Shout out to my jersey on the way, but no, because even with you saying that, like I did it at a high school level, and it was fast then. So like me knowing how fast it was in high school, like seeing how great Tom Brady is, and like just by my imagination, like oh my God, and not even counting the pressure. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anyways,
Situational football.
title of the podcast is Lean Into It, man. That was like our best icebreakers I think we ever had. Shout out to us.
It's that
Hey,
Full
that was
House.
hey, that was like our best.
And Full House was a great show growing up.
That was like our
Listen,
best
Full House,
icebreakers.
It was TGIF.
Yeah,
It was the TGIF lineup that
Step
got
by
us
step.
through step by step. Family Matters, hanging with Miss
Cooper.
Cooper.
Come
And
on, Mark Curry.
Mark
we
Curry
leaning.
doesn't
We
get
leaning.
enough
We gonna,
shine.
we gonna,
All right, let's get out of there. I'm sorry, the nostalgia.
we gonna go all day. Man, that was fire, man. Listen. Yo,
Just a
shout out
bonus
to Family
material.
Matters for real classic.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
Shout out for real dads.
real
black
black
dads
dads,
growing
even
up
though-
on sitcoms that helped us who didn't have fathers.
What? Steve
Yeah.
You know
Burke.
what I'm saying?
But we leaning into it. We leaning into it.
All right,
Title of
let's
the
lean
podcast- title
in.
of the podcast is lean into it, man. Listen, I had this epiphany. I had this aha moment. It was simple.
Uh-huh.
I was out. I was playing fetch with my dog, and you know what I'm saying, like dealing with just kind of like decompressing from the day. You know what I'm saying? Decompressing from working, all that, chilling. And I had this thought, and it was like, because you know, life been a little weird lately. You know what I'm saying? A little different, like adjusting. And it's like I came to this conclusion, which it should be obvious, but you don't really think about it with everything going on. And it's like, you know what? I'm uncomfortable. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to figure out what this anxiety feeling, like anxious feeling, kind of like you want to rest, but you kind of in a rush type feeling. Like you can't really rest like you want to rest. Like you resting, but you're not resting like you desire to rest. Because as a man, as a husband, as a provider, I can't truly rest until I believe that my family is good. You know what I'm saying? And it's like dealing with the uncomfort of anything, like dealing with uncomfort, dealing with I'll speak for me, dealing with grief and having to make decisions. You know what I'm saying? And dealing with the fact that dealing with grief at the earlier stage, it caused me to make bad decisions, trying to cope with the pain, not making an excuse, but then when you come to yourself like, dang, I've been tripping, and then you're like, oh, now you so now you, and vice versa, and it's just like it can go on and on and on, but it's like I had that epiphany. Okay, I'm uncomfortable. I don't like this. You know what I'm saying? I don't like this change. I don't like this shift. You know what I'm saying? It's new. It ain't the same like 6 months ago. Like life was on a steady schedule. It was smooth. I want to get back to that, and it's like I'm like, what is this uneasiness? And it's like, what can I do to get rid of this feeling of uneasiness? How can
Get rid of the idea that you can go
Yeah.
back to it and embrace the fact that you can go forward to it.
and that's what leaning into it is. It's like leaning into all that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's a Bible verse that came to me when I was thinking of it. It was like it's Psalms 46:1. It said, God is our refuge and our strength and a very present help in time of trouble. And it's like, what I mean lean into it, I mean lean into that lean into the silence. You know what I'm saying? And you'll be surprised that when you lean into the silence, you might just find God, because in the Bible it says God speaks in a still small in a whisper. Okay, part of the uncomfort is that God, I need you, and you're quiet. I'm
Mm-hmm.
uncomfortable that you're not answering me yet. You know what I'm saying? It's uncomfortable. Like, yo, where are you? You know what I'm saying? The weight is uncomfortable, and it's like lean into that. And when I mean lean into it, I don't mean just like a motivational quote, like we leaning into it. No, it's like take time out your life to get away. You know what I'm saying? And get quiet. You know what I'm saying? Get some music in the background, go in nature, whatever, and really lean into that silence. Okay, God ain't answering. I'm gonna lean into get to a place where it's just you, whatever that uncomfort is, and the silence. You know what I'm saying? And sit in it.
What I'll say is specifically the nature thing and the verse. I completely understand and have been through what you're feeling, the discomfort of like, God, where are you? And that still small voice and present help. The scripture that I draw on when I feel like God is going silent on me is the reminders, like he says, heaven and earth declares
Yeah.
my glory. So going into nature and just observing trees and understand that God did this, nurturing my plants. And so for me, when I'm like, I don't hear God, but if I believe that everything about this existence is declaring his glory, then God is in me resting and I'm just enjoying, like, oh, a bird went by, oh, the clouds are doing something funny, or look, my plants are growing, and sometimes he speaks and give revelatory things through, like, the thing I'm working with the roots of my plants, and I might get a revelation. Something dies off, I have to cut something else for something else to grow. All these things are in there, but if I can settle myself and like, God, where are you? Could I feel the where are you? And I have to like will myself as a conscious decision to physically go and put myself in. You know what? If all of heaven and earth declares his glory, then he's all around me. And well, the thing I was just talking to a friend of mine about, that the Holy Spirit kind of convicted me on is those moments where I feel like that may be where that verse has started to settle me, where I felt like, okay, I need to go pray, I need to hear God, I need to feel certain things, and my mind was going back to what like some of those high church services felt like, and I had set music and I was doing different things, and and I remember the Holy Spirit saying so calmly, it was like, I'm God. You don't have to conjure me up. I don't have to. And I remember my pastor's mother, who is gone on, Mother Jackson, would always say, God don't have to come from nowhere. He's present. He said, God don't have to. He said, God don't have to come
The
from
Holy
nowhere.
Spirit. Go ahead.
Yeah. And so when he was like, you don't have to conjure me up, and so just exist and learn how to be, and let all your mind run through all its thoughts. And once you get to the end of that, I'm still there. And if you feel like you need to find me, remember, I wasn't lost. Maybe you felt lost, but heaven and earth declares my glory. So just take a minute and be. And can you accept that I'm present? I don't have to come from anywhere. I am right here
Hold on,
with you. And
I
in
ain't trying
those
to cut you
different
off, but
things.
listen, let me get to what I was trying to say.
I'm
Cause you
sorry.
literally, like, you know what I'm
I'm
saying?
so
It's
sorry.
like
was in the
you
pocket.
can't like you got certain little quotes that you put in
Anointing.
the pocket. As a podcaster, like this
That's
it's a
anointing.
podcaster secret. Like we always got something in the pocket. She's
I'm
stealing
sorry.
every it's something. No, that's fire. Like
This is the thing. We do not talk before these
No,
episodes.
we don't. We don't.
We
she
pray.
literally. I'm like, come on, like look, I'm like, God, did you tell her everything?
So, like going through my current situation, I lean heavily on lean not to the own understanding. But as of lately,
Tim.
I've been reading Ecclesiastes 3, which is to everything there's a season and a
Mhm.
time for every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, time to pluck up that is which is planted, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to break down, and a time to build up. So I lean heavily on God has given me everything that pertains to life and godliness. So as I'm
Yes.
waiting for him in my left hand, literally I wake up every day expecting. But even if it doesn't, I'm like, okay, I still got the use of my right and I can function better without my left hand. So I'm grateful for that. I'm very content in the small blessings that it gives me.
Mhm.
My apostle always say, count the small wins. So I live in those small wins.
That's
So
facts.
okay, I get to take the trash. I took the trash out all by myself the other day. You
Hey,
know,
Oh,
my
salute.
fiance was like, "You took that?" I
Salute,
was like,
brother.
"Yeah, I dragged that
yes.
bad boy down the
Come
steps.
on,
It
down
was
the, you gotta
clink
go
clink.
downstairs and
Yeah,
take your trash
it was
out.
19 steps. It was clink 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 clink. But I was able to lift it up, put it on the back of the car, drive it, and threw it in there. So
Okay,
that was a small win.
That
That
was
was a
small
blessing
A.
for me.
it
So
Y'all don't
I
know
is.
my man's
live.
story, so salute to you, Tim.
So I live within that when
Yeah.
my left isn't functioning right, when my left leg isn't operating right. I'm thinking I'm able to take a step to go to the bathroom. So I live in those small moments. Sometimes you gotta compartmentalize your blessings and forget what you're lacking in the same instance.
Yeah.
You gotta compartmentalize what you're lacking too. Like grieving, I feel you on the grieving part because even it's like grieving is like some underwear. You always gonna have it on.
Yeah,
It's
but that
always
was
gonna be there.
low key. Like it was
That's
fire and it was like so unexpected, but it was
dope.
it was
Yeah,
fire.
cause
And I do want to say for
like
those who maybe miss and don't know, Tim suffered a stroke.
yeah,
So what he's talking about celebrating a small win of like, no, I took my own trash out and drove it and
yeah,
went. And when you think about in comparison to be grateful, I'm sitting there with 2 bags of trash just waiting just for me to not be so lazy, just take it out. You know what I'm saying? So like we rejoice, we really rejoice in the
Oh, that is
progress
real.
and those small
yeah.
victories, and because it could have been a different way.
I say before, like like now I'm gonna just paraphrase since Audrey just took my, like, you know what I'm saying, my second point. But basically, like you're absolutely right. And when I came to the conclusion, like, but you don't get to that point to where you pondering on these things until you lean into it. And when I mean lean into it, like stop even trying, like stop, like accept the uncomfort. Stop even trying to be comfortable. Like
Right.
accept that it's here and like sit in the uncomfort. Okay, but I'm not just gonna sit and be idle. Like I'm accepting the fact. I'm not fighting it. I'm uncomfortable. It's okay. Life is still going on. Like, and when I get to that place, when I slow down, when I stop striving so much. You know what I'm saying? When I stop trying to get rid of the uncomfort and accepting it for a moment, because it's only for a season. So accepting it, all right. And it's like when I do that, then I get to thinking and see your thought is that. My thought, like how I bring myself back, like once I stop, because like when I'm trying, I can't think. But once I stop and I really think, you know what I'm saying? And like it's a scripture where God says like all my days were written in his book. And like, can somebody get this? Like all my days was written in his book. You know what I'm saying? Like he knows all my days.
Mhm.
It's something. It's something like that.
It feels like some
I'm
Psalm
I'm
119 behavior, but I don't know. But Psalm
some
19 is all about how God
somebody
knows
gonna
us.
find it, but I'm paraphrasing right now. But basically, like all my days are written in your book, and you know them before I even lived even one. And I'm paraphrasing, and it's also a verse when it's like, before I even speak the word, Lord, you know it. Like
Yeah.
I am the beginning and the end. So I'm like, and I break it down real logical. So it's like this don't surprise you. You know what I'm saying? Like this isn't
I'm sorry, 130. I'm sorry,
Psalm
not
139.
119.
what is
139.
it?
Yes.
Verse 16.
What is it?
Yes, Psalm
It
139.
said, "You saw me before I was born. Every day of my life was recorded in the book. Every moment was laid out before a single day had passed."
And that's what bring me back. And it's like, man, I say like I say like sometimes it's scary to lean into the silence because you like, you know, like God ain't answering that. Like what if I lean into silence and all I get back is silence? You know what I'm saying? And then like what about the days when all you walk, like, if we honest, it's plenty of days where we go to pray and we walk back with the side in season. Sometimes like God ain't gonna answer you every time. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't speak for everybody, you know what I'm saying? But for me, like God doesn't answer me every time. And like the answer always comes when I'm not looking for it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But it's like some days I go and I pray and it's like okay, you know what I'm saying? I didn't get nothing. It's like I didn't get, like, it was just, it was silence. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying God wasn't there, but I have sat with silence before, and it's uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
For me, what that has, I've learned to recognize that as is a sign of maturity in your walk
Yeah,
with God.
definitely.
Um,
Yeah.
because for a young believer, I notice when you're young, and getting to know God and getting to know His Word, He responds quickly to you because that's part of teaching you that his word is true and can be
Yeah.
trusted. But the longer you go, he's like, okay, you're old enough to wait. And the example I'll give is like, um, if you tell if a baby is crying and they're because they're hungry, you could say, hey, we about to eat, but that baby don't understand. They still crying. They're like they don't understand till they get food now. But to maybe a 10-year-old, you can be like, hey, we're gonna eat in about 30 minutes. And because of how they've matured in understanding, of like, first of all, I'm going to feed you. I've never seen the righteous forsaken or a seed begging bread. I'm going to feed you. But wait a minute, and you've learned the maturity to wait. But also, what does that silence look like? Imagine that same baby, or that's crying because or you got somebody's like a kid's like, oh, I want food, or a baby is crying for food, and you have to go prepare it. The first thing you might do if you're holding the kid is put the kid down
Yeah.
to go prepare the food. Now, putting you down and walking away, if you don't know what's happening, you're like, I just asked, and you completely abandoned me and left me. But until you understand that putting you down was the first step in answering your request for me to fix you something to eat.
Yeah. But it's just.
And you see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so until we get the maturity to understand what these actions and response mean, or so if I say, hey, Willie, could you get me, I want a
Yeah.
glass of water. Now, if I'm young and immature, I want the glass of water right now. I want you to produce it from wherever. But if I say to him now and he gets up and leaves the room, I don't think he's abandoned me forever and ignored me and left me to sit in silence. I recognize that as an answer to my
Yeah.
request. And so I do think that the more that God does allow you to sit in silence, I do think it's indicative of a maturity that you've gotten into. He can trust you with sounds that you won't go off and do something reckless. Because if you do that with someone who's really, really young and they say, well, I tried to pray and he didn't do nothing. And so God is wise enough to know what his response time to you should be in order to grow you more in
Yeah.
faith and to not damage the faith if you already started to
Yeah. I
form.
mean, even that you said that, and I know you got something to say, Tim. So I got you. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Yeah, cause it's like when you first get in it, and it's like you really just crying. You know what I'm saying? Cause it hurt. So you really like you really crying like a. You know what I'm saying? You really just complaining, you pouting, you hurt, and you want to get out of this. But once you settle for like once you first of all once you realize no matter it's kind of like when a baby cry and like nobody pay attention, then after a while they stop crying because they realize like man this ain't working. Like I've been playing the whole. I'm really good, but it's like once I realized okay this uncomfort ain't going nowhere, then I started to see it as a father. You know what I'm saying? Like truthfully, uncomfort is the greatest, like one of the greatest. It is the greatest tool for growth and
growth.
transformation. And it's like even when like I started looking at it like as a father, it's like you go kill the giant basically. Like I want you like okay, my son might be lifting up something and I'd be helping him. You know what I'm saying? And the whole time he'll think I'm helping him, then I'll take my hands away, but he's still lifting it. And then once he put it on the shelf and look back, I'm not carrying it. I'm like you did that. So a lot of times struggle, the unsureness, it's really an opportunity for God to show you good. If you bigger than this. Like I want you to. Like, I'm not coming to save you right now because you really got it. Like I'm gonna come when
Well,
you need me, but you don't.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
you don't
trying to
need me
show
for
you
this.
you.
Trying to show you how much is in
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
is what a lot of times. Sometimes the silence is like, I'm not gonna answer for you because you know this.
Yes.
I wired you to know this. Like you're in your humanity. Like hold on, I'll come in and be God, but you can be fully
I
man.
got a couple quotes. I'm gonna say the quote. I want y'all to do what y'all do off it real quick.
Okay.
What you about to say before I go to it?
Yeah, I was just gonna respond like to what you were saying. Like in the silence of me sitting in the hospital was all about how I responded to it.
Yeah.
Cause He didn't always talk to me some days, but I had to build up what's in me. I had to respond on what I put in me all the days I spent praying and fasting and reading all that word I built up and understanding what the maturity of who God said He was and how He always showed up for my life. I had to lean on that. I had to remember what He did for me the last time I thought this was a life changing situation that I couldn't get out of. I couldn't forget. So sometimes in the silence, you got to remember what He's done for you already. And then if you take that last situation and apply it to this situation, you know He's going to work it out. You just gotta how you respond to the situation is everything with God sometimes.
It is, and now one thing I'll say it again. The the devil's job in that, or his aim in that, is he wants you to think that for every new season you need a new God,
Yep.
and that
Yep.
remembrance of
Yeah.
what he's done before. God's like, I'm the same.
Yeah.
I'm the same one that did that, and I can do this right now. But the enemy is like, well, yeah, that was then, but right now you ain't never been through this before. It's like you need something new. You gonna listen. I know you weren't smoking before, but you might want to break out the blunt. I know you weren't drinking before, but you might want to swing by the store on the way
Ahead
home.
before you beat.
I know you might,
Word.
but
Yo.
the devil's aim is to make you think that for every new season you need a new God,
you
and that
gotta-
is just,
you
and
gotta
God is right there
please.
saying, "I'm the same yesterday, today, and forever. I know the end from the beginning. I'm Alpha and Omega."
That was fire. That was boy. I want y'all to. I got a quote. I'm gonna just say it. I know. I got you. I got a quote. I'm gonna say it, and I want y'all to react off of. But even going off the whole, just ending the whole silent part, like if you when you sit with silence for a long time, you realize even silence has a language. It's like saying,
Yes.
like it's
Silence is absolutely a form
a
of
language.
communication.
Silence has a language. Like silence has a language. But okay, since we leaning into it, like hear the quote. Tell me what you think. Then I got another one. It don't matter. Lean into the process and not the outcome. What you got? Lean into the process and not the outcome. How that make you feel? You got anything?
My mind immediately goes to what it means to be a creative, and like I am one who absolutely adores process. Now I'm not saying every process feels good, but when you're talking about if you're looking at the totality of a work, and maybe part of it is a little bit of dyslexia, and maybe part of it is just being a creative, but like you see the end from the beginning, so it's hard to like, for example, it's hard to spoil a movie for me because I care more about how we got there than the
Yeah.
actual result.
Very much.
And then also I think once you have exerted yourself towards a end goal, a vision, and you have been through a process and you see what it has done for you, all the positive that the process gave you, um, it goes back to when I was writing my book. I said how that I felt that creative grief at the end of it. I got the outcome, but I missed the process. I missed going after something. And then so my thing is like when you get this thing you've been going after, then
Then
what?
what? Yeah.
And so say the quote one more time.
It's lean into the process, not the outcome.
The process, not the outcome, because it also, from someone who like leads teams and are always like striving for goals, we have to break the outcome into behaviors that we do every day, so you don't get the outcome without the process. And so leaning into the process
Teach it now.
guarantees the
Teach it.
outcome. But if you're just trying to fabricate an outcome, you're probably going to end up with a beautifully wrapped empty box, and it may not even be so beautifully
See, that was
wrapped.
the whole bar. That's just
But
fair.
that point of like, so even like at my job was like, hey, we have this much money that we want to make for the week, for the month, for the year. And so, okay, this much money, and then breaking down, what is our sales goal
Yeah.
today? Our sales goal today is this. How are we going to get it? We're going to have this person here, this person here. Everybody walks in the door, you greet them. Make sure we're doing this. It's the process. And if we do all those things, we can look at numbers and call out numbers every hour. But it's really about when those things are happening, you cannot track numbers, and the numbers are coming in. But it's built off of the behaviors that happen in the process from when you open and when you close.
See, that was a bar. Okay, now I'm gonna go. Then I'm gonna let you go. This section right here, it's gonna be kind of like I'm gonna hit it, boom, we're gonna go because I want to get to the last one.
Okay.
But mine would be leaning to the process, not the outcome. What I get out of that is be present, like lean into the right now, like lean into what's happening, like where you are, like. Yeah, you want to get there. You want to do this, but where are you right now? That's what I got. What you got? Then I got another one for you.
Resiliency and expectations.
Say it one more time.
Resiliency and expectations.
Resilient.
The situation happened. How well you gonna bounce back? How well you gonna shake things? Like I always have this saying, I'm always gonna make something shake. Is where you got to get creative and innovative in what you do, knowing that the outcome is what you develop it to be. Your will, your thought process, the way you create, the way you strategize, and how you put one force in front of the other. You create your outcome for yourself, regardless of what it.
Still.
Regardless of what the situation is, you create the outcome for it, or how you respond to it. If you don't, if the situation happening and you just treat it like it's another day, that's another mindset that you've able to gain for yourself. So the outcome is what I dictate it, because my will says I will overcome. I will make something happen in my life. If kids need money for a certain project, parents, you're going to find a way to make that happen.
Yeah.
If your car break down and you need extra funds, you're going to find a way to make it happen. So regardless of the outcome, we find ways, get creative, very much tactical
Yeah.
to make that thing come true.
And what he's saying is like, okay, so we've determined the outcome. Based on the outcome, how we're gonna get there from here, from my present situation to where I want to be.
Yeah.
What decisions will I make every day? What steps will I take every day? And that process
Yeah.
is the vehicle that gets you to the outcome.
And that was beautiful.
We gonna
Now,
make
now,
something
now I got
shake.
another one. Another one. Okay, now I'm in between two preacher kids. Okay, so, okay, this is okay. So like, this that's,
We've been
I-
warned. We've been
I love
warned. Shout out to the PKs.
Tim got the mic in his hand with the preacher. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, brother. But no, okay. I got two more. I got another one. Lean into the change you didn't choose. Like, what do you do? What do you do when God tells you to win without the people you wanted to win with? Or any situation. Lean into the change that you didn't choose. You first out.
My Lord. Okay.
Remember speed section, argument. We like. I'm trying to see. It's like pod gymnastics.
Lean into the change you didn't choose. For me, it's an acceptance of like where my choice is usually based on an outcome that I want to see. So we're talking about outcomes. And so if I'm leaning into something I didn't choose, part of it is accepting that this is part of the way through to where I want to go.
That's right.
And so again, to what you're saying, being present, coming with as much gratitude as I can for the situation, whether I chose it or not. And then I heard somebody say it and I loved it. Play the hands you were dealt like they were the cards you wanted.
Play the hands like you would. Hey, she be kidding. You be hey. That's that Southern wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Like Southern people
That's
say
homegrown
the
wisdom,
smooth,
right?
especially older Southern people. You can't climb the mountain if it was smooth. I'm like,
Don't go.
and you
spin
really
to the
can't.
wind.
You feel what I'm saying? But no,
can't.
that was a whole bar. Salute to you. Facts. Me personally, what I get out of leaning to the change, leaning to the change you didn't choose. For me personally, it's actually leaning into like the bigness of God, like really, really not just thinking about it, not just praising it, but trusting in it. You know what I'm saying? It's like this came out of left field. I have no control. It's a lot of like it's a lot of things at stake right now. And this is I ain't even see this happening. Like, you know, you got stuff in the back of your head, like stuff could happen. Like you got like as a husband, I got things that I know could happen. Like, okay, put aside money just in case something happens to the car or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Not thinking negative, but being prepared. But some stuff you aren't prepared for, and it's like, for me, that's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? Just on the spiritual side, like, cause in that place you come to the end of you. You know what I'm saying? It's like in everybody's process, it's like God had like there is a point where you're reminded, like of your humanity. You know what I'm saying? And you're reminded that you can't do nothing apart from me. You know what I'm saying? Nothing that's meaningful. So it's like for me, and I'm gonna cut it. For me, it's leaning into the reality of God. You know what I'm saying? Like God is real. Like just sit there for a couple of days.
He's real and he's really in control.
Really in control.
And sometimes he reminds you and shakes things up.
Like,
It's
bro, I
just
got like
I still control this, but do you still
that's
trust
fire.
me?
That's fire.
Right.
What you got?
100%.
That's fire.
Denying oneself for a greater cause. And my second is more on the scientific side. It's human evolution. We evolve as Christians. We evolve as human beings as much as we experience. Our experiences teaches us how we should go and build things. What we build is establishing a culture, a system of faith, a system of believing for which others people stand upon and unite with us. So denying myself for something greater is what he called me to do.
Yeah.
This was my choice in it. Evolving as a Christian, getting injected with the pain and the viruses and the trials and the tribulation, establishing the suffering so I can evolve as a human being. Because the next time it comes around, because life works in a way of it comes back around, I'll be able to handle the situation.
Fire. That's fire. I got it. This is a good one. Because I know that everybody in this room is going through this at different levels. You know what I'm saying? Whether career wise, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's health wise, and whether it's like mental wise, even just in life. Like, okay, it comes to a point. Okay, like stuff happens. Like, okay, your situation. You know what I'm saying? You came through a stroke. Like, okay, it's a whole different game now. Like, okay, like life's still good. I'm still gonna win, but like it's a whole different game. Or even, you know what I'm saying, like good stuff happen to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you go to another level, like you get promoted. You know what I'm saying? It's a great thing. But life ain't the same no more. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you go to certain levels. Like it ain't and it's like okay, and it's like this one I got lean into the stretch. You know what I'm saying? Lean into where life is stretching you, where God is stretching you. You know what I'm saying? Expanding your territory. You know what I'm saying? Showing you bigger levels. Like lean into the stretch. Cause you know what I'm saying? It's like, what you got for that? Leaning into the stretch when God is when you're being stretched in life, in your faith.
So I'll go back and reference that scripture in Jabez where he prays, "Oh Lord, that you bless me indeed, enlarge my territory," and I think a lot of times when that kind of hit as a cultural thing in the church, we interpret that as like, Lord, I want more stuff, but it's more, I want more influence, more. You're asking for more assignments. You're asking to be stretched, and for your like literally your property line spiritually to be widened, to be stretched, and after all of that big prayer is almost like Jabez gets this revelation, like I just asked for a whole lot, and then he follows up, Lord, oh that your hand would be with me.
That's the only way.
And when we are stretched into places we've never been before, we do have to have that reliance that God is with us because we've never been there. We've seen God be present where we were present, but now we're in a new place, and God's like, remember, I'm here too. You've never been here, but I'm everywhere. And we get into new territories, and sometimes the only familial thing is
Yeah,
God.
that's a fact. Hey,
And that typically
that's
happens
real.
when you are promoted and you got a new office, or you have an addition to your family, or you have to move to a new city, or you got physical limitation that you didn't have last week,
Right.
you know, or you've got physical abilities that you didn't have last week to the point, you've gotten healthier. Like it's even like those positive changes still take a level of reliance on God, for someone who weighed 300 pounds and now they weigh 180, that is a positive change, but it still requires some adaptation, some
saying.
trust.
Yeah,
How you're
yeah,
walking
yeah.
into stores you've never been in before,
Yeah.
and like I don't even know how to shop for myself
Yeah.
anymore. I'm like, I have to change the way I eat now, or and it's like you're in this new territory, and you probably prayed for it, but don't forget that God is still present. Just because you're new to the space don't mean God is new to the space. But it does, anytime we're stretched, like in a physical way we can measure, it's going to automatically stretch us spiritually and in our faith
Yeah,
walk. And again, sometimes the only familiar thing is
that's
God.
real.
And sometimes you feel like he's silent, or you have to search for him, but that reminder, I'm present help. I'm right here. I don't have to come from anywhere. So when in territories being enlarged, for me, I lean into, oh, that your hand would be with me, God. Don't leave me out here by myself. Even though I prayed to be here,
No, that's
I don't want to be out
it's
here by
different.
myself.
It's like it's like when life and God is stretching you, it's like going from high school to college. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're in high school, you might got moms, you might got pops, whoever, you might got like a support system. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody making sure you get up in the morning, making sure you get to school. But when you get to college, oh, ain't nobody moving like that. If you don't come, that's on you. You know what I'm saying?
And even from a physical aspect, like from being an
Yeah.
athlete and things like that, like if you do not stretch, you will hurt something.
You mess up.
Yeah, you gotta stretch.
If you and even to the point, even if you get to a place just going through the day to day of life and moving through, stretching is what makes mobility
Yeah.
easier. If you, as I move through this new place, let me stretch first. As I go on this run that's a little bit longer than I went, let me stretch first. And so that stretching, it is uncomfortable. To stretch yourself and build flexibility is uncomfortable. But one of the things they'll teach you is like, okay, on the toughest part of the stretch, exhale, breathe, breathe into it, and then go deeper into it. Breathe, take a deep breath, breathe, and be present in it, understand what's happening. But, and one of the things I was taught, like in stretching, is recognize the difference between discomfort and pain. Because it should be uncomfortable. It should not be
There's
painful.
a difference. Even with even with going like even with and I got you, Tim. Even with the whole stand on the whole athletic joint, even with standing with the whole athletic joint, it's like, man, I lost my train of thought.
Gotcha. It'll come back.
It'll
When
come
Tim
back.
starts
What you
talking,
saying?
it'll come back.
Well, behold, I'm doing a new thing.
Yeah.
Immediately when my affliction happened, I knew suddenly I'll never be the same
Yeah.
again. The second part of that is how you develop the others to condition themselves to the new version of you're in this situation. Because I had to educate people on this is what I like. Because they're always expecting you to be the old you, your old version in the stretch, you. And so when you come out different,
facts.
your mindset changes, your thought process, your desires, your wants, your needs, some things you won't even want to do no more. And so they have to change to where you're now currently in the present. And so you have to develop them and teach them and show them, hey, I am a new thing. I don't do this anymore. I don't think about this anymore. And they're going to ask why, because this happened. This affliction took me to this point. This stretching took me to this point. And in that situation, the pain will change you. The discomfort will evolve you. Because while you're discomforted, God will send messengers and things and people and resources to your place to let them know, like, hey, this light affliction, you're feeling this because I put you through this process. Can you trust me through this process? And as you trust him, it develops you more. But what it does also is establish you to a new territory, a new barrier, new ground. You're no longer going to take the same things you used to. You're going to be more agile. You're going to be more aggressive about exposing people to the new you and how you do things rather than allow people to dictate this is just old Tim. Nah, this is not. I'm not.
Old Tim will never be back, huh?
Nah, man.
No,
Yeah.
He's long gone.
and I'm glad you said, because I was gonna say, like, stretching affects your mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think for me, like, I know a sign that I'm maturing, like in who I am and my faith is like, because when you're young, you explain yourself a lot. You know what I'm saying? But the more you grow, the more you go through stuff, it's like you stop explaining yourself. Not being arrogant. It's like, I talk to you, and if you see an issue, we can talk. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's not everybody, but like, if somebody in my tribe say, yo, let me put, you know what I'm saying, blah, blah, I'm gonna listen to you. But I stop explaining myself because it stretching affects your mindset like this. Okay. After you go through it enough times, and we'll go back to football. We had this thing in football, like everybody's nervous for a game. It's only a select few people who's never nervous, and them like the goats, them the Kobe's, like, and even they be like, everybody be nervous in their own way. And we used to say this thing, just go ahead and get the first hit out of the way with. It sounds crazy, but it's like we're running to get, like, all you got to do is get hit one time, get tackled, go tackle, feel some contact, feel a little pain. Like, go ahead. Once you get that first hit, now you playing football. The crowd disappear.
Yeah.
Like, now you just playing the game. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, like as you grow, like, I get to the next level, like, I'm not expecting it, but I'm like, I'm moving fiercely. Let me go ahead and get this first L out the way with. You feel me?
Yeah, it was.
We're going to get it out the way
reminds me
with.
I wrote this whole thing about 8 things I learned from riding a mechanical bull. I was walking down River Street here in Savannah, and it was always on my bucket list, random thing. And it was one there. I was there with my sister, and they were like, "We'll pay for you."
What?
So, oh my God, yes.
How long did you
It's really
last?
fun. So okay, so it was like 3 rounds, and they got a different song, and
Yeah.
but one of the things that I learned, it was like 8 different things I learned. One of the things I learned is like what it's designed for you to understand what it feels like to ride, but also you need to understand what the fall feels like and know that it won't kill you. So that first hit,
Gotta
Go out
get it,
there and
yeah.
get hit. So it's
You
like,
gotta get it.
no, it's like, no, you need to learn what the ride feels like and what the fall feels like, because the whole fun is when you fall off. It's fun to ride, but also the part, the bigger fun is that you know you're gonna get thrown off. And sometimes the fear that I don't want to ride because I don't want to get thrown off. So you need to understand what the ride and the fall feels like. And once you understand, oh, that fall ain't gonna
Yeah.
kill me, so you lean into the
Exactly.
next round. So lean. So the next time when it's a little faster, you lean into. So it's a video out there. Oh, it's funny. Oh, it's hilarious. But by the
You
third
gotta bring
round,
it.
I done leaned into it because I know I'm gonna fall. I know the fall. I'm going. I got my hand up. I'm having a good old time, and I get
Leaned into
flipped and fall. But you know, once you that first fall is like, oh, okay, that's what the fall. Okay, now I know what the ride and the fall feels like, so I'm not as scared to try again. I know I'm probably gonna fall again. The goal is to stay on for as long as you
Yeah.
can. But also, when I fall, it
You
ain't
just
gonna
gotta
kill me.
do it. You mean?
So you lean in, and then when you lean into it, you have more fun. So the first time he's like, "How do I mount this thing? Oh my god!" And I'm gonna fall, and is it gonna hurt? Oh, the fall. That's the fall. Okay, cool. People laughing, they're supposed. It's fine. I'm laughing too. So now I'm aware of that. I'm still aware. I'm doing things differently, so I'm
Yeah.
adjusting. You know, and I'm more aware of the song. I'm more aware of the audience. I'm like, okay. And by the end, I'm like, I'm gonna give them a show. We know the fall is part of the show. The song and everything. And once you realize that all of these things, like, it's not just a random mechanical bull out there in
Yeah.
concrete. There's provisions in there because we know that fall is part of how you figure out how to do
Exactly.
this.
You got to.
And once you lean, so you got to lean into the fall just as much you got to lean into the ride. So that was one of the things I learned from riding a
what's up.
mechanical bull.
You know,
And I left with a little
I
more
know you,
break.
I know you guys. I'm about to. We coming to the end of it because I gotta get up at 3. Well, 3:30 ish. But that was
that
beautiful,
prayer
man.
time.
So I know you about to say something, and then I'm gonna do.
Oh, no, man.
So what you about to say?
I was just gonna say, lean into the fall. The best thing I ever did in therapy was fall. I did fell. Everybody came around me, was like, "No, it's okay." I said, "No, I got it out the way. Now I know what I can do, but I also know what I can't." I said, "So
Yeah.
let's get up and try it again." I have a better understanding of what my body will do and what my body won't allow me to do. And you know what they said? That's a great perspective.
It is. And let me ask you this,
You really
like,
being
when
tortured by
you
your
do
thought.
something that, and you know the fall is part of the process,
Yeah.
doesn't the fall, the point went from the point at which you fall, doesn't it help you set realistic goals?
Yes, it does, because you create
So
so
you
much.
need that, because it's like, oh, if I think I'm invincible, I might go out there and really hurt
'Cause
myself.
you can-
Like, okay, I know my barrier, but I
Yeah.
want to extend it. I want to stretch past this. But now I have a realistic. So I have an uncle. I took his math class. Like the first day, people dreaded it, but I understood what he was doing. The first day of his class was a test. And it's like, this is not make or break. I need to know the baseline of what you know.
Right.
So he expected some of the people to fail. But he's like, he's like, so don't go in there afraid you're gonna fail the test. This test is designed to know how I need to teach you through this
Yeah.
class.
Yeah.
So come in, fall. Don't pretend you know everything. Show me as much as you know. But if you don't know, I need to know. I need to know how many steps you can take before falling. Okay, this is where I'm coaching you now. You got this. But also too, that's how when babies learn to walk. If we could do this as adults, we would really, really make some progress. When babies are taking their first steps, they're not thinking about falling. They're not thinking about any of that stuff. And when they fall, like we watch, first of all, you don't want to disturb the fact that they're walking, so everybody's kind of really quiet. But then when they take them steps and then they fall, what is the response of most adults? Yay, you did
Celebration,
it.
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah.
Like, and because of that, the baby's like, okay, oh, let me do that again. Because
Now
they
they
want
get
their
confident.
praise,
Yeah,
they
now
want
they
that
get
feeling. And
confidence.
so now, but when we fall as adults, or let's say like, hey, since I'm starting a podcast, you know what, and you went at it for a few months, and you like, we made some mistakes, we got to stop and regroup. I'm like, oh, but you did 3 months. You 3 months, you 3 steps in, you 3 months in, that if you had never started, yeah, you failed there, but that's the mistakes are the best teachers. Did you fail or did you learn?
and that's the. Okay.
So
that was-
yeah.
That was salute to y'all.
Shouts out to
We
Will.
can go. We
Staying
can
the
go.
course.
We can go like 2-3 hours on this. This is a really
Yeah,
good
man.
pod. I would say just to end on that, just to go off you, like, it's true. Like, that's in that little space. That's where the devil holds power. It's really not the fall. It's the thought of the fall. You know what I'm saying? Like, like what you're seeking, what you're looking for. It's usually in the thing you're afraid of. It's like, but it's what you're afraid of is really not like. You just gotta feel it. You just gotta get it. Like
Yeah.
you worrying about what they think, and then once you do it, and okay, it don't affect you like you thought it would. Like I don't think
This is why the Bible says it's important to cast down
you
imaginations.
got to.
Because our imaginations are extremely powerful.
Yeah.
Our imaginations fill in blanks. Our imaginations
It'll
can,
get you
if you
sick.
see a half circle, we would fill in the blanks and make it a circle. If you hear pieces of a story, you're going to fill in the blanks of a story, assumptions.
Yeah.
And so it's the idea, all this makes me afraid. And the more you think about it without actually doing it and seeing what it actually feels like, you're like, oh, I feel, oh, that's what I was afraid of.
Yeah.
I'm
So
good
sometimes
now.
You gotta
lean in, baby.
throw yourself into it, because if you stop at the point of imagination, the devil can go in there and play around
Yes,
with
sir.
that. And so that's why it's so important to cast down those imaginations. Well, how bad are you imagining this
Action.
being? To the point that you won't
Gotta go.
start?
It
Right.
can get that bad.
You're imagining yourself failing so much that you won't even
get
try.
that.
You
You're
created your own
imagining
giant.
everything that can go wrong, and you won't even use your powers for good and imagine what could go right.
You created your own demise.
I love y'all. But
Y'all too.
we're going to end it here because guess what?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. We can go all
We-
day.
we-
If folks
The
got things
spirit
to
is
do.
moving.
Two PKs
hey,
and well.
Oh, say
Listen,
Okay,
shout
but
out.
here's-
Look, shout out to everybody who. Shout out.
New podcast coming. 2 PKs in the heathen. You know,
It's all good. You know what I'm saying?
we're gonna shout out to
It's
you
all
know
good.
parent podcast that was righteous and ratchet
we
that
here.
Kev on stage and Doughboy did years
Hey.
ago. We're gonna spin off of that. 2 PKs
We here,
in the
baby.
heathen. We're just
Look.
joking. Just
This-
joking. all for laughs.
This is No Labels Podcast, man. We got Miss Audrey in the building.
All
We got
right,
Tim in
y'all.
the building. We got Queen
Peace
in the
and
building.
love.
We love y'all.
All
we outta here.
y'all.
Deuce.
Peace. Oh, good times, people.
Of course, I'm a man of faith. But just like you recognize that you didn't love people as much, I recognize that God had become routine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Without even knowing it, I talk about it all the time. I was in religion. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, when life is like, and it's easy because when you getting up, you're going to work, you're paying your bills, but and you're not really spending that quality time with God.
Right.
You'll be surprised that God can become a routine. You know what I'm saying? So when you're stuck in situations like yours or anybody else, because we all come to situations where no human help is gonna help. You know what I'm saying? And especially especially when you say you believe in God. When you in a situation like that, now you really faced with your faith. It's not it's not hand claps and praise dances. You know what I'm saying? It's quiet rooms. You know what I'm saying? It's hospital rooms.
Oh
It's
yeah.
dark rooms. It's whatever place, and you face with the question, okay, God, are you real? Because I need you. You know what I'm saying?